Hello, my name is Kevin Dumas. I am the town manager here in Mansfield, and I'm here today to be able to reach out to you and have a small general discussion about the upcoming election. The election coming up in October is specifically here just for Mansfield and specifically very different from the election that's coming up in November. This upcoming election in October has to specifically do with 4 items that were voted at the annual town meeting in May. And because it's changing the charter and being very specific as it relates to zoning, these 4 items are coming up on the ballot coming up for October 16. So specifically today, we're going to be talking about questions 3 and questions 4. And this has to be able to do with recreational cultivation of marijuana for question 3. And question 4 has to do with the recreational marijuana retail sales. So hearing a lot of discussion, whether it be online or across town, we thought it was a good idea to briefly explain what a yes vote would mean for question 3 and what a no vote would be for question 3. And the same, a yes vote for question 4 and a no quote for question 4, no vote. So a vote yes on question 3 would allow for one facility for recreational cultivation of marijuana to be allowed in a specific section of town. And that specific section of town would be along School Street that borders 495 and the railroad tracks up by the Plymouth Street Fire Station and along the beginning portion of Forbes Boulevard. And that would only be, again, for one facility for cultivation in the town of Mansfield. A no vote on question 3 would mean that the town would not have a bylaw regulating how many, what types, and where recreational marijuana cultivation could take place. So again, a yes vote would be for one facility for recreational cultivation of marijuana, specifically in the section of town that borders the railroad tracks on School Street up to 495, a section of Forbes Boulevard, and around by the Mansfield Plymouth Street Fire Station. And again, a no vote on question 3 would mean that the town would not have any bylaw regulating how many, what types, or where recreational marijuana cultivation could take place. A yes vote on question 4 would allow for one retail facility for recreational marijuana establishments to be allowed in a specific section of town. Again, only one, and this would be in the section that borders along Route 140, and this would consist of the area that's known as the Erin Shopping Center, also known as down the street as Mansfield Crossing. And a no vote would mean that, again, the town would have no bylaws regulating how many, what types, or where recreational marijuana retail sales could take place. So again, a yes vote on question 4 would allow for one retail facility where recreational marijuana could take place in the specific section along 140 would be the Erin Center Shopping Center as well as Mansfield Crossing area. And that would be the only area in town where that could take place. And you'll see maps on both of these, a map showing where that would take place if it were a yes vote on question 3. And you'll also see a map that will show you the area where it's highlighted where that would be applicable for question 4. It's also important that I ask you to please note that a moratorium on marijuana establishments presently in effect would continue to June 30th, 2019 that would enable the town a further opportunity to address marijuana regulations at the annual town meeting in May if there was a no vote on question 3 and if there was a no vote on question 4. And this, of course, would be except for registered marijuana, medical marijuana establishment, as all other commercial marijuana establishments will be excluded, and nothing in the bylaws would limit any ability of a person to grow or consume marijuana or marijuana products in their own homes. So we've heard a lot of interesting discussions going back and forth, and we wanted to be very clear in a simple form of what would be a yes vote on 3, what would be a no vote on 3, and what would happen is a yes vote on 4 and a no vote on 4. So we ask that if anybody has any questions prior to the election, please feel free to specifically call my office, the town manager's office. Again, I'd be happy to speak with you on these 2 items. You'll also see as part on this show the specimen ballot. So anybody, this is also posted on the town's website under the upcoming election for October 16th, and it specifically gets into the detail of question 3 and also gets into the specific detail of question 4. Which will be, but it doesn't say specifically of what a yes and a no vote means, and that's why we thought it was important to be able to reach out to you, the public, and to be able to get a little bit of an explanation about the upcoming election and why are we even having an October election. You will also find on your ballot questions 1 and 2 for your decision. And so questions 1 and 2 also come from annual town meeting in May, of which brought this to the ballot for a ballot question initiative for the change of the charter. Question 1 would be to vote to amend the town charter town manager residency requirement per Article 23 of town meeting, where it says, shall the town of Mansfield vote to amend the town of Mansfield's home rule charter in accordance with the vote of the town of Mansfield annual town meeting on Article 23 by deleting the sentence from section 4.1 of chapter C that states, the town manager shall establish residence in Mansfield with one year of his appointment. If you vote yes, that deletes the sentence from the charter. If you vote no, it keeps the charter as it is. For question 2, vote to amend the town charter for gender neutrality per Article 26 of 2018 annual town meeting. The question reads, shall the town of Mansfield home rule charter be amended in accordance with the vote of town of Mansfield annual town meeting Article 26 to make all references in the town charter gender neutral by 1. Deleting all instances of gender-specific pronouns and wording and replacing those instances with gender-neutral pronouns or wording. 2. Deleting all instances of Board of Selectmen and replacing those instances with Select Board. And 3. Deleting all instances of Selectmen and replacing those instances with Select Board members, in being the intent of the Board of Selectmen hereafter be formally known and referred to as the Select Board for all purposes. So those changes, it would be a change to the charter of taking all instances of gender-specific pronouns and wording and replacing them, such as Board of Selectmen to Select Board, and for Select Board members versus Board of Selectmen. A vote yes would change that to make it gender neutral, and a vote no would keep it as same. So again, a vote on question 1 for the town manager residency requirement would delete the sentence, would delete that requirement. A no vote would keep it as it is. On question 2 for gender neutrality, a yes vote would change from Board of Selectmen and Select Board members. It would take it to Select Board and Select Board members versus the Board of Selectmen. A no vote would keep it absolutely the same. So I hope that this opportunity provided some guidance for you. The simple answers yes or no on the 4 questions, but specifically we knew that we had many questions on questions 3 and 4 as it related to these overlay districts. Again, on question 3 as it related to the cultivation of recreational marijuana, and on question 4 as it related to retail sale establishments. And so question 3 provides 1 opportunity for 1 license if you vote yes, specifically in the district as outlined in the map that borders School Street, 495, and the beginning entrance to the Cabot Park along Forbes Boulevard and next to the Plymouth Street Fire Station. A vote yes would do that. A vote no would leave the town without any bylaws or regulations or how many of those establishments could be created. On question 4, this has to do with the area to provide, if you vote yes, it would provide an area to be able to be that happen for 1 facility. That would be at the Aaron's Shopping Center and Mansfield Crossing, and that would end up, a yes vote would create that opportunity, and a no vote, again, would leave the town without any bylaw or regulation limiting how many or any type of establishment could be across the town of Mansfield. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our office. We'll be happy to answer that for you anytime between now and the general election. And we look forward for having people come out across town and participate in the election. Thank you so much.